Hello, my name is Jennifer Krudboss, and today we're going to work on headstand. This is a mini tutorial that will give you a few exercises that will warm you up for headstand, and then we will take headstand and break it down into three main components. So if you haven't warmed up already, you can go ahead and pause the video and do 6 or 7 sun salutations just to begin to open up. So the three main important parts are pulling the shoulder blades onto the back, broadening the collarbone, and pulling in the abdominals. So we are going to do exercises that will do this. So the first one, after your warm-up, is called a dolphin push-up. So this is how we set up for it. Come onto all fours, and then lower down onto your elbows, and just measure out the distance by holding each elbow and then clasping the fingers, and then just bringing each elbow in about 1 centimeter. So they're pulled in quite a bit. And then broaden your collarbone so you'll sink down. So you see this would be with the collarbone quite narrow, but as it broadens, you'll sink down. You see how the tops of the arm bones go back? So do that. Pull the lower belly in, tuck the tailbone, and then lift the hips up. Walk the feet in, and then very slowly and controlled, you're going to go for these push-ups where you're basically bringing your chin to your fists. If you're stronger, you can go all the way down and touch the floor, and my shoulders aren't strong enough to do this. So go ahead, we'll do about 10 of these. Keep the abdominals engaged. This will warm you up pretty quick if you're not warm already. 2 and 1. Good. Bring the knees down and just give yourself a little break in child's pose, still with the shoulder blades engaged. So shoulder blades are pulled onto the back, elbows are off the mat, and you're up on your fingertips. Always important to let yourself rest in between poses. Good, we'll move to our second exercise. So headstand is one of my favorite poses now because it forced me to slow down, it forced me to get patient, because it didn't come easily, so I had to practice it. I'm sure some of you can relate to that if you're watching this video. So bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, and we're going to go into a plank. And we're just going to bend our knees slightly and then straighten them. This is getting into the lower abdominals. You can pull up the knees as well. We'll do 10 of these as well. I've lost count now, but let's say we have 3, 2, and 1. And then just bring the knees down, and again, just sit back. Give yourself a little break. And then come up onto all fours. Push back into your down dog. Walk the hands and the feet towards each other. Bring the hands to the hips, and then stand up. I'm going to back up because I'm out of the screen. Then we're going to take our hands and clasp them behind. Bend into our elbows. Pull the shoulder blades back. Lift the heart up towards the sky, but keep the lower belly in. Keep the abdominals engaged. So part of headstand is that it gets us stronger, it gets us confident, and gets us standing taller. It helps us train the shoulders to be open like this, because we don't want to be walking around like this, right? We want to have a nice, confident, straight spine. And then once you've stood like this for a bit, you can fold forward. Continue to open up the shoulders. Deep breaths, deeply relax the face. And then release the hands. Come up. And then we'll come back to the mat. So now we're going to actually go into the headstand. So 3 important things to remember for the headstand. So if you're anything like me, you're impatient and you want to jump right into it. But that will not go well. So you want to pull the shoulder blades onto the back, broaden the collarbone, number 1. Pull the elbows in so they're right underneath the shoulders. They'll want to flare out. We'll go over this. And then the 3rd thing is keep the lower belly pulled in so your abs are really working here. And then the 4th thing is that you want to keep your knees pulling into your belly. You'll see what I mean. We actually pull into a little ball first and master that and play with that. Maybe that will be where you get today, and that is fine. You can just keep practicing that, and every time you practice, you'll get stronger. And even in those moments where it's frustrating or it's sore or uncomfortable, you know that you're getting stronger. So we'll keep coming back to the practice day after day. So measure out the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. Clasp your fingers. Broaden the collarbone. And then we're going to place the head down on the mat. So the point of the head that touches the mat is just about 1.5 inches back from the hairline. It's not the top part, which is very soft. It's going to be here. And in terms of weight distribution, how it feels to me is about 40% on each elbow and 20% on the head. So there isn't a lot of compression going on in the neck. The way that you protect your neck in this pose is by really pulling the elbows in, broadening the collarbone, and getting really powerful here. So there is not a lot. When I put my head down, still most of the weight is being held by my elbows. So once your head goes down, don't turn it anymore. So I'm not going to look at the camera. So get it down. Then you tuck the toes, lift the hips up, and take little steps towards your torso. And then you'll just hug in. So if you're here, you can just play with this a few times. Play with the feeling of getting one knee in and then just lifting the other. So once you play with this a few times, if you get it, that's when you can start to go all the way up. Then once you're up, tuck the tailbone, pull the ribs in, lift the lower belly. You can actually find a sweet spot. And then come down. If it's late at night, if it's the end of the day, which it is right here, take the knees wide. Just rest your head. Relax the face. Wherever you got today, just be proud that you came to your mat, that you practiced, that you made an effort. And inhale, come up. Release the pose, any judgment about it being good or bad. Come onto your back. You can pull your knees in just to massage the lower back. Roll them from side to side. Then you can extend out for a little Shavasana, or you can continue doing the rest of your practice. So if you are intermediate and you just want to get stronger, practice this and you will certainly get stronger in your shoulders and in your abdominals. Or if you're a beginner and you've never done headstand before, this is a great way to start. So good luck, and I hope you enjoy your practice.